You take sugar?
No, thank you, Turkish. I'm sweet enough.
Welcome to Two Film Buffs. Today we're going to be looking at the top 10 movies of Jason Statham. Wow. Starting at number 1, we have The Meg. Jason Statham skillfully employs his aquatic expertise in this polished creature feature centered around a colossal shark breaking free from a deep sea trench. While Statham embraces the familiar tough hero role, he adds a refreshing touch by showcasing impressive diving techniques in the battle against the formidable creature. And who wouldn't be thrilled to witness our protagonist face off with an ancient great white? Rescued from development limbo after more than 2 decades, Statham, alongside an internationally appealing cast featuring Lee Bingbing, Cliff Curtis and Rainn Wilson, contributed to The Meg, surpassing $500 million in box office earnings. Coming in at number 2, we have The Fate of the Furious. Statham was invited back for the next installment, bringing his signature intensity and a touch of menace to the increasingly sterile franchise. And while it was difficult for many fans to swallow Shaw as a part of the family, he's been a welcome addition. Statham's light touch was on full display during the Fate of the Furious best scene, a Busby Berkeley-inspired set piece on an airplane in which Shaw must fight off goons while also keeping Dominic Toretto's newborn baby safe from harm. Statham proved to be so popular he soon earned the spin-off film Hobbs and Shaw alongside The Rock. At number 3, we have The Mechanic. Probably not the first man you'd call if you've broken down, but Statham is a man that wears many hats, his most recent being a beekeeper.
This is much bigger than a little fishing scam.
But the mechanic's hat being a hired gunman who makes his hits look like accidents, which is a perfect fit for Statham's rugged chameleon talents. Paired up with a hothead trainee Ben Foster, Statham radiates the cool this kind of character must exhibit. Yeah, you can see most of the plot twists coming, but there's no denying that it's a fun ride with good supporting work from Foster, Donald Sutherland and Tony Goldwyn. This was a surprise hit, however the 2016 sequel, Mechanic Resurrection, is definitely one that didn't rise. Flying in at number 4, we have Snatch. Now, do you know how good you have to be to steal the show from a megastar like Brad Pitt doing an Irish traveller accent? Well, Statham does just that in Snatch. Guy Ritchie's ultra-British crime caper filled with an array of colourful gangsters and an overall vibe that feels a lot like Lockstock, only with a little more wattage. Statham plays Turkish, a small-time boxing promoter who gets on the wrong side of a big-time crime boss after a fight goes south. From there, Turkish must navigate a world of double crosses, diamonds and dangerous men. Instead of beating the crap out of everyone, Turkish uses his wits to survive, and Statham's Cockney narration brings us on the wild ride. At number 5, we have Parker. On paper, it doesn't seem as if a Statham and Jennifer Lopez pairing would work, especially in a hard-boiled film noir, but one of the charms of this adaptation of Donald Westlake's long-running book character is the interplay between Statham's crafty thief and Lopez's in-over-her-head real estate agent co-conspirator. Yeah, Parker is the kind of character Statham can do in his sleep, but under the stylish direction of Taylor Hackford, the movie is filled with great supporting characters, a bright and sunny vibe rarely found in crime flicks, and some laughs amid the shootouts. Plus, you get the great visual of Statham in a Stetson, attempting a southern accent. Attempt being an overstatement.
Daniel Palmer, San Antonio, Texas.
What did he say?
Coming in at number 6 is The Wrath of Man. It took 16 years for Guy Ritchie and Statham to collaborate again, but their fourth outing together is a crackling brutal thriller that spares no punches and showcases Ritchie's talents as a stylist. Playing with the time and our perception of Statham, this remake of the 2004 French film Cash Truck was a welcome return to the crime world for both men. Statham plays H, the mysterious new driver for an armoured truck company. We know everything isn't as it seems over the course of the film. Split into several interlocking stories, we find out the truth. Statham is pure intensity for most of the film, his rage or wrath barely bubbling under the surface. At number 7, we have Safe. Aside from his baby rescuing in Fate, Statham doesn't interact much with kids, but Safe hinges on the bond between his character and the young actress Catherine Chan as he attempts to save her from the triad, Russian mafia and NYC cops. It results in one of Statham's most tender performances in between all of the beatings, of course. Statham's ex-cop, black operative, cage fighter Luke Wright is on the verge of suicide when he sees a young girl being terrorized by goons. He steps in to rescue her only to discover she's a math prodigy who has the very long combination to a very valuable safe memorized. The pair then embark on a harrowing adventure with Luke slowly turning into the most bizarre father figure ever. Flying in at number 8, it's Crank. One of the most ingenious action films of the 2000s puts Statham in the role of Chev Chelios, a British hitman who has been poisoned and must keep his adrenaline at peak levels to stay alive long enough to find out who wants to kill him. This sets the stage for all sorts of depravity, from brawls with gangsters while driving, doing every drug imaginable, and having public sex with his girlfriend Amy Smart. Crank has often been compared to a live action cartoon, with Brian Taylor's and Mark Neveldine's kinetic directing style combined with Statham's wild energy gives the film a frantic pace from the opening scene. For number 9, we have Transporter 2. Some might argue that Chev Chelios is Statham's signature role, but it has to be Frank Martin, the driver with 3 rules that he never breaks, unless never means 20 minutes into the first film. While the Transporter is a fun ride and you can't beat the motor oil fight, the sequel is where Statham fully embodies the role. For 88 tight minutes, Statham does some driving that would make the Fast and Furious gang blush, beats up an array of Eurotrash bad guys, defeats the top henchwoman with a wine rack, and makes several but kind of cool puns and still looks cool in the Transporter approved suit. And lastly, we come to number 10 with Spy. Statham is not usually known for comedy, but in this one he tries something different. Completely pivoting in this Melissa McCarthy vehicle, he sets up the brusque man of action to great effect in this comedy. As a CIA agent, Rick Ford, Statham bellows and blusters his way through every scene he's in, stealing the film right out of the reliably funny McCarthy. It's a not so subtle jab at his usual roles that works perfectly because Statham sells it with a straight face. Ford's continued insistence that the CIA has a face-off machine is one of the Spy's best bits.
I go into the face-off machine, get a whole new face.
Do you have quarters? Because it costs 50 cents.
Well, I gotta pay.
And his other off-the-wall claims make this character so delusional that you can't help but enjoy it.
I've jumped from a high-rise building using only a raincoat as a parachute.
It's one of the great surprise performances of the 2010s and proves that Statham can do a lot more than punch people in the face, although he does that in most of the films he's in. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.